Hello, you two. Back at it again after an amazing Atlanta weekend. We're going to start off with some highlights from the O'Reilly's Auto Parts series here in Atlanta. And great race, dude. And I'm going to have something to say about somebody who got spun out at the end, but, deserved it or not, it called for a great race. And I think the right guy won. So let's dive into these last couple laps of this race, 4 laps to go to be exact.
Watch the 2 car right here. The double zero is all over him. He's going to have a little bit of momentum. Can he do anything with it?
Got to the outside of Nick Sanchez. Beautiful move there. Puts him right behind Ross Chastain when he's going to need some help. Jesse Love, the reigning champ, is trying to make a late rally. Side by side with his teammate for second. Sanchez starting to fade. Here comes Creed again in the outside lane. Parker Retzloff is there. Don't forget about Sam Mayer.
You can't count out Austin Hill. We know how good he is. It looked like he was out of it a lap ago.
Chastain leads 2 to go. Sheldon needs that help. He needs Retzloff to get there. Somebody to the rear bumper.
Austin Hill, bro.
There's Retzloff, but now 21 of Austin Hill clears him. He's going to have that push from Sheldon Creed.
He's going to have 1 lap to try to get it done. The 2 car coming back on the inside. Look at him go for the lead right here into turn 3.
Crossover. Here's Austin Hill down to the inside. 21 back on point. He slides up in front of Ross Chastain. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank. Hill trying to repeat. If you're Ross, you've got to get this run. You've got to back up off at 2 if you don't have the run here. Hope there's some help there from Sheldon on the outside or Jesse Love if you choose the bottom.
Boys, Austin Hill has done it once again. He's put himself in the right position to win.
Here comes the run.
Race.
What does he do with it? To the bottom. Chastain.
Terrible.
He hangs on to it. Here's Sheldon Creed out front looking for his first career victory. He's going to do it. Sheldon Creed delivers at Atlanta.
But, dude, if we go back to this.
Awesome job by Creed.
Side with his teammate for second. Sanchez starting to fade. Here comes Creed again in the
turn 3.
Crossover. Here's Austin Hill. Help there from Sheldon on the outside or Jesse Love if you choose the bottom.
Boys, Austin Hill has done it once again.
He's going to do it. Sheldon.
I keep going.
He's put himself in the right position to win.
Here comes the run.
Race.
What does he do with it? To the bottom. Chastain.
He should have just let Ross Chastain. He really should have just let Ross Chastain go through, dude. That was a dumb block. He probably could have came up with a run at the end, but ultimately that dumb block caused it for both Chastain and Austin Hill. Maybe Austin Hill could have had a good run, took a bump from somebody, and fucking Sheldon Creed would have had to deal with another heartbreaking loss. But, called for great racing, dude. Austin Hill, he's an aggressive driver, like I said last week. And racing like that, stuff's always going to happen. And this, calls for great racing. People say that about Carson Hocevar, Joey Logano, or Ross Chastain. Calls for great racing, hate it or not, love it or hate it. But yeah, it was a great race. O'Reilly's Xfinity, Busch, whatever you call it, it always calls for some of the best racing in NASCAR. But loved it, dude. We'll dive into the points and what all that has to say. I'm proud of Rajah Caruth, the 88 finishing in the top 10 again. I feel like he's gonna have a great season. People was doubting how he would perform coming from the trucks, only having a few wins here and there. But once you put him in a good truck, he performed well. Riding that 88 with Junior Motorsports, he might do something there, and I'm excited to see what he can do in O'Reilly's this season. So I'll be rooting for him. Saw him win a truck race recently in Nashville, so that was really awesome. So let's dive into the trucks, dude. So before this starts, you're gonna wonder why does it say time to race? So the truck race got pushed back a little bit due to some weather incidences, and with the trucks and O'Reilly series running on the same day, they had to compromise. The trucks being less important for some reason than the O'Reilly series, they had to shorten the race just to ensure that the O'Reilly series stays on the correct schedule. So let's dive into this. We see Kyle Busch up front already, and let's see what he can do. But timed race or not, dude. And this is what I'm going to have to say about this before we get into it, and y'all will see it too, last 50 seconds. It called for some great racing, because they, just kind of didn't really know when it was going to end. There was no set lappage didn't really finish at the advertised 208 miles. But, you know, I guess that, you know, a knowingness called for some great racing. We'll see that here in a minute. Trucks always deliver.
He didn't have an option. He had to make a move and forced himself into second. You see Hocevar trying to pull it off down there now.
Ben Rhodes is still in this thing. You could put a blanket over them.
And the bottom has suddenly got more trucks, right? I mean, it's all even right now.
The white flag will fall next time by. That will be the last lap.
Oh, Ben Rhodes
of this
loose,
race.
super loose. That's going to destroy the bottom lane. They're not going to get any help down the back. Kyle Busch is going to be clear coming to the white flag. The Hocevar going to try to back up. Not really backing up to the 17. Kyle's going to guard it.
Here comes Ben Rhodes. One last look at it. Gio Ruggiero behind the 77. Kyle Busch out of turn 4. Checkered flag is in the air. Kyle Busch wins it for the 9th time in the Truck Series at Echo Park.
Cut past some of that good racing.
I mean, really, I think
a little bit of it. But anyways, it called for some great racing on, you know, I was a bad little social media person, trying to skip a lot of that, but trying to make a shorter, more enjoyable video for that. But anyways, the trucks, it had some great racing. Just all around, I love the Truck Series. We saw at the end, Kyle Busch and Carson. Actually, we'll go to that. Kyle Busch obviously won the race, but Carson Hocevar. Oh, I'm terrible at spelling. Oh my God. I am terrible at spelling. That's why you need to look at your keyboards when you're look at what you're typing when, you know. I don't know.
1-2 as teammates with Kyle.
Yeah, okay, here. We'll see.
He said time is.
Maybe I should have just played the whole video out.
The last 2 races here. Hocevar can get to his 77. Kyle Busch.
Nice work, 77. Thank you.
It didn't even show it, but it showed it on the thumbnail. Yeah, that's some clickbait right there. It's NASCAR getting us with some clickbait. Anyways, Kyle Busch and Carson Hocevar. Carson Hocevar obviously came in second. He was teammates with Kyle Busch in this race. Never seen this before, but Carson Hocevar went out there and did burnouts with Kyle Busch. You know, hilarious. I thought that was funny. You know, people hate on him, dude, but he honestly, he's making NASCAR more popular. Him and Cletus McFarland, you know, they're hating on him because, you know, he's just trying to make he's more popular than the other drivers, I'm assuming. But there's no reason to hate on that. And, you know, what's good for NASCAR is eventually good for everybody else because, you know, they're making more money and all that other good stuff. But, yeah, let's dive into these last couple laps of the NASCAR Cup Series race. Let's see what, you know, is going on here. Great race together. Atlanta always provides for some great racing.
Pretty much door to
Anyways,
door.
as you can see, Toyota's up front at 23.11.
Yeah, I mean, there was
actually, I cut it a little too far in.
Quite a bit of damage on the left front. Let's go back and
yeah, let's see this wreck. This is really pretty much heading into overtime.
Obviously, he's
but Carson Hocevar got a lot of hate for this wrecking Bell like this. But we see like it really wasn't his fault.
Yeah, I mean,
Carson Hocevar was pushed. Hold on. Let's see if we can see that again.
Push from behind and tries to shoot the middle.
Yeah. You see, Hocevar was pushed. Though he was trying to split the middle, which is dumb, but, you know, he was talking about, this is after a black flag. And he was, you know, in the in-car center, he was talking about how he's going to race aggressive and all that. So we all knew he was going to race aggressive, trying to get on this win. He wanted this win, especially after the heartbreak in Daytona last week. So what happened is the car behind him was pushing on him as he was trying to go down. Christian Bell looked like, let's see if we can go back just a little bit more. One more time. You look right here, Christian Bell's trying to lift up.
Yeah, I mean,
Hocevar takes his inside.
Just don't think
Here, we can see it
that'd be
even
a
better right here.
angle of it right here. Watch when he gets
All right.
the push from behind his
Maybe
chest.
I'm terrible at this. Maybe I should just let the stuff play. But see, Bell's trying to go up as he was trying to go down, as he was trying to get pushed in the back from behind by Chastain.
See how Bell moved up? Bell separated quite a bit.
There's no fault for
try to
Carson
block that
Hocevar
to the
there. It's a
outside.
racing incident on his part. He was being
watch what
pushed as
Chastain-
Bell was trying to go up. And he was trying to take that inside line. Yeah. See, I don't understand the Hocevar hate. So it's just nothing was his fault there. I mean, look at the damage on Tyler Reddick.
Yeah, I mean, as he went up,
Not even his
it might
fault.
have been like a
So
three-quarters
if y'all are
of a
hating
car
on
width, but there was
Hocevar for that,
you see it kind of
there's
open
no
up right
reason to hate
there.
on him.
Gonna see what he's
I see the hole that he was trying to go for, though. That's what I'm going to say. I put blame on Hocevar initially, but there was more of a hole there. I think Bell tried to move
Even
up
the
and block him a little
commentators.
bit. Let's listen to 20 audio.
He's going to sit there and hate on Hocevar, call him an idiot.
What an idiot. Caution's out. There wasn't even a hole. He just...
Alright, let's get into it. Let's get into the final laps after that. I just want to talk about that for a minute because I saw so much hate on Hocevar.
Tyler Reddick on the bottom there, still attached. Got 3 of them on the bottom and only 2 up top.
Bubba moves up.
What a retard, dude. You know,
Hocevar goes to low. 3 wide.
I'm not a Bubba fan, really. I want to see him succeed at times. But, bro, what were you thinking right there?
White flag. They're not going to go with it.
Like, golly, dude. It was still, you still had a lap to go to fight for that.
Here comes Chastain.
Man.
Toyota, Chevy.
But that was a good move by Hocevar, bro. If he would have played that right, he really could have done something great. But look at my boy SVG, dude. He's a road course driver, not really good at the ovals, but look at him, dude. Finishing in the top 10.
They're going to come off turn 4 for the final
But them Toyotas this year,
to the bottom. Briscoe to cover. Tyler
Toyota this year is on something, bro. Especially Jordan. Jordan's on something, bro. He did something. Beat NASCAR in a court case. Come out here. Tyler Reddick's on something. He had damage on his car. But Jordan coming out here back-to-back races after being NASCAR. Give it a 3-peat. That's another Jordan 3-peat. Like, come on now. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Jordan. Yeah, awesome. Happy for him. So let's dive into the standings and what these highlights in these races mean. So Chandler Smith still up front. Kyle Busch taking the win. Nobody really gets winners' points. Ford trucks are looking good this year. You see a couple of Rams in the top 12, top 15. Look at that, dude. Every Ram, except Tony Stewart because he was a one-off, every Ram driver is in the top 15. What does that have to say about Dodge, baby? Is Dodge back? Ram back? I'd love to see what they can do in Cup and O'Reilly's here soon. Really hope they join. But Tom Majeski, Christian X, my boy Frankie Muniz in the top 16, dude. That's proud of him, bro. Coming a long way. Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Caden Honeycutt. I think he will do pretty good, dude. He's going to have a really good season. But yeah, just looking at that, let's look at the manufacturer standings real quick. Ford in second place by 1 point, dude. Let's see what Ford can pull off. Ford has been having just terrible luck in NASCAR, not really performing anything. It's been in the back the whole time, honestly. Look at that. Sheldon Creed in the top 3. Moving up 17 places after that performance in Atlanta. Raja Caruth in second place. People were hating on him, getting that call up. Wondering why he's at Junior Motorsports. That's why, dude. He's in second place, bro. My boy Raja. Justin Allgaier. He's one of my picks. I think him or Jesse Love are the guys I think's got this series on lock. But it would be amazing to see Austin Hill or Raja Caruth get that dub. Sheldon Creed, that'd be, great story if he got the win. We're going to see some Ricky LeVar Scott, Austin Green, top 25. Natalie Decker back there in 35th, bro. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where these points lie and who's going to be the guy in this series. We know Austin Hill, we know Jesse Love, we know Justin Allgaier. Who are these other guys? Some may know them, some may not. But this is where you make a name for yourself in this series right here. It's not the Cup Series, but this is where you can prove yourself to get up there and truly make a name for yourself. That's why the races are so good, because they want that Cup Series position. Let's take a look at the manufacturers. Ford in second. Toyota struggling over here a little bit. Chevrolet, there's only two or three Ford cars in this series, and they're rocking in second place. So, could you imagine if they had, rocked out a full team? Look at that, 2 Ford cars. Let's get over to where it matters in the Cup. Tyler Reddick, obviously, in first place, 23-11, 1 and 2. That's just has a lot to say about what Jordan's doing over there with Danny Hamlin. My boy Chase Elliott in third. Carson Hocevar surprisingly in fourth. And then a shocker to most people, Zane Smith rocking the top 5. Joey Logano. And the big surprise for me, and I'd love to see it, look who will make the cut if the season ended today. My boy SVG. Now, we got Coda coming up next week. Definitely, obviously, going to be my pick. It's either going to be him or Zilich. But if you go all the way down here, I think he's last placed in the chartered cars. And he's a rookie, though, and he's on ovals. Got a lot to learn. Look who's racing against, dude. Look who's back there with him. Names like Austin Dillon, Seabell, Cindric, Barry, Kyle Busch. Those are the guys. Kyle Larson's in 21st place. That's how you know it's early in the season. And this is not really even a projection of what the playoffs will be or the chase will be. This is just, after 2 races and, ovals, especially these 2 races back to back, Atlanta, Daytona. These are anything can happen races. Tyler Reddick, won back to back. Is it luck? Maybe. Who knows? We'll see next week at Coda. Because, a lot of these guys who are in the top 5 right now will not be there. Most likely, Tyler Reddick will be, back-to-back wins. But the other guys might not be there after Coda. Chase Elliott might, just because, he's a skilled oval or road course racer. But, Bubba Wallace, Carson Hocevar, Zane Smith, I highly doubt it. We see down here at Shane Van Gissenberg, 45 points. What will 50 points do? What will 55 points do to him after this race? Will it put him all the way up here? He's only 20 points back. 30-something points back on Zane Smith. He could pull it off and get up there, but still doesn't matter, dude. There's 7 road courses on here. How will that affect at the end of the season? But if he keeps performing, if SVG keeps performing as he did at Atlanta on these ovals, a lot of people were saying, oh, winning your ends out, SVG's not going to make the playoffs. He keeps performing like he did this weekend. He's going to be one of the top 10. So you really can't hate on him. But it's really going to kick his ass in the chase because, I don't think there's any road courses in there now. So let's take a look at the manufacturer standings here in the Cup. Obviously, Toyota is going to be up front, leading by 41 points. Chevrolet with 69 points. Nice. Ford down in the back. Come on, Chevy. Can't let Toyota win. Won't be Ford that does it, but damn. All my guys really drive Chevrolets, but I drive a Mustang. So that's kind of I don't really know who to root for, but I just, don't want Toyota to win anything. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting season to see how this works out. Let's see. Let's take a look at my fantasy, what was popping off here in Atlanta. Still in first place in my league. Not going to show y'all the league or anything because it shows people's names. But as you can see, I was wrong about one of my picks. I thought Chase would have a solid race. He was my pick for the 36 for 36. Should have put Priest in for Bush. Just was not paying attention at the time. But, you know, performed pretty well. Had a good little... Wish I did better. But I see my picks were right for finish. Yeah, everyone was right except this one. And honestly, I'd have been happier if all of them were wrong except this one. But yeah, let's go over here. I'm going to watch one more thing. We're going to watch some late model highlights from this weekend. Dirt racing, you know, love it. That's what I grew up watching because, you know, wasn't really around NASCAR. Like, I watched it and stuff, but just really couldn't go to races and stuff. It was further away. But we had a local dirt track, so we watched that. So this is in
the inaugural Swamp Cabbage 100. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to eat some swamp cabbage here in Clewiston. We're underway with the Outlaws.
It's just so entertaining to watch.
Down the back straightaway, Sam Seawright.
Basically drifting, dude.
Knows about that southern cooking. He's eating swamp cabbage up front, showing the way. He'll come around to lead lap number 1. Gustin going to take a peek to the inside, but it's Seawright up front. Great battle for the lead. Gustin to the inside, bounces the car in 1 and 2. That ruins his momentum, and that allows for Seawright to drive away. Bobby Pierce right around the outside, just like last night. The outside was wide open. Down the front straightaway, Seawright hanging on to the lead. Gustin second. Bobby Pierce in that third spot. So Seawright running some interesting lines here. Top of 1 and 2, bottom of 3 and 4, and that leaves the outside open for Pierce down the front straightaway. Pierce got 6th in the redraw, and Sam Seawright now going to have company as Gustin fades back to 3rd, and now the smooth operator takes the lead down the back straightaway. Ryan Gustin, though, still looking to his inside, trying to take 2nd away into turns 1 and 2. Seawright on the top. Here comes Nick Hoffman as well. Nick Hoffman trying to take 3rd from Ryan Gustin, and he will, trying to make it official this time at the line. Sam Seawright has 2nd. Nick Hoffman in 3rd. 4th is the 19R Augustin. 5th is Turbo Tyler Erb.
Crazy only 60 laps.
Sam Seawright still running a career best for the Outlaws. Nick Hoffman peeking to his inside. Down the front straightaway. 2nd at the line. Make it official. Nick Hoffman officially has 2nd for the first time. The 46 at Doug Horton and the 18 at Jason and Tapa going to take it into the infield. Their night comes to an end. Seawright trying to get momentum built up and get around the 19R Augustin. Seawright a little high there in a 1 and 2. Tyler Erb now trying to reel him in down the back straightaway. We've been keeping an eye on the battle between Seawright and Gustin and then Turbo and Dodson. But while we've been doing that, Nick Hoffman has been putting the work in. The Toric number 9 challenging for the lead. 3rd different leader, and it's Nick Hoffman through the tail end of the field, and that about to come a reality real quick as these two drivers side by side in 1 and 2, and side by side cars in front of them as now Pierce back to the lead. Into turn number 3, Pierce down the and the Dave Warren Power Sports caution is out. Johnson is off the pace. Off of corner number 4, coming down to the home stretch. Single-digit laps to go. 9 to go for the 9 and Nick Hoffman. Nick Hoffman now kind of in a pickle here as he runs the bottom of the speedway. The next 3 cars right around the bottom. Does he go high? Does Pierce go high? Oh man, it's a chess match up front. Now Pierce gonna send it in into turn number 4. Off of corner number 4. He'll bounce it off the cushion and down the front straightaway. Hoffman continues to lead.
He's taking them turns so
Pierce now has the outside wide open down the back straightaway. Does Hoffman move up? He does. He moves up to the top of the racetrack. Now Pierce to his inside. This time 7 laps to go. We got a barn burner brewing here in Hendrick County with 7 to go. Pierce to the lead once again. Hoffman gonna saddle up on the top side. He'll try to reclaim the lead into turn number 3, and he does. It's Hoffman, Pierce, Gustin, Sorensen in the top 4. Down the front straightaway, 6 to go. Has it. Pierce closing in into turn number 3 with high side momentum. The Barrett's Performance, 1 lap to go. It's an outlaw shootout here for the win. Hoffman smooth right around the bottom. Pierce ripping the lip down the back straightaway. It's going to be a drag race to the finish. I got a feeling. Off of corner number 4, Hendrick County's on the map. What an inaugural visit. Checkered flag in the air. Nick Hoffman wins it here tonight in the Toric number 9.
his 14th World of Outlaws victory.
Yeah, there's another one up the road for
I know
me.
he don't like swamp cabbage, but it's going to taste.
Sadly, got to close down. Hopefully, does it. Hopefully, somebody buys it, keeps it around. But yeah, dirt racing, as you can see, is very entertaining. Racing in general is amazing, and we're going to definitely continue to dive into other motorsports as we go on. If this keeps, if y'all are interested in dirt racing and all that stuff, we'll definitely keep up with the World of Outlaw series. I definitely want to try to keep up with the sprint cars. There's a race next weekend, so we'll show some of that. Maybe even dive into the point standings. My favorite driver as a kid, Casey Kane, owns a team in there, races here and there in the sprints and World of Outlaws. So we'll definitely talk about that. Might do Kyle Larson's high limit racing, do some of those highlights, especially when he races. And yeah, we'll definitely dive into other motorsports. So if there's any other motorsport y'all are interested in that y'all want me to cover or dive into, or if I've never even heard of it and want me to react to it, just comment down below. So yeah, I appreciate it, and hope y'all come back.